most injectors who date back into when the fillers first came on the market, which is 2005, were somewhat self-taught. So the FDA had some pretty strict prohibitions about what the manufacturers could talk about, training courses that they could have, and the indications were somewhat limited. Now, over time, the market has moved way outside the bounds of what the on-label indications are. And as a result of that, back in 2012, when I was part of the KU plastic surgery faculty, I had the opportunity to go to the lab to really outline and develop an anatomy atlas for injectors, because the anatomy for injection is dramatically different than the anatomy, say, for a rhinoplasty, or the anatomy for a brow lift, or the anatomy for eyelid surgery, or the anatomy for a facelift. So it was different. As a result of that, the book has been hugely successful. It's been adopted and recommended by most of the manufacturers of the fillers. And most training in fillers are done in regional courses, or by having individuals come to various different injectors. And so that's kind of how it works. I'm a little different in that I'm the one guy that can say we wrote the book on it. We have a gallery that's even going to get further developed on our webpage, which is healthylooks.com. And we're always very thankful for the people who allow us to use their photos, and they give full consent without any reimbursement for those photos. So with injectables, there's on-label and off-label areas that we inject, and how we figure out what would be a good fit for you is we really do a 3D consultation. So that's really what we do. We take 3D pictures of you, and that shows you views that you don't always see. Maybe your side view, clearly your front view you do see, but we get used to our front view every day in the mirror, so we kind of accept that more than we do our side view, which we see less often. So what happens when we age is certain parts of the face have certain patterns of aging, and that's what helps us guess people's age. So if we want to trick the eye into making people think that we're younger than what we are, we look at those zones. And so in our younger patients, a lot of them want to focus on lip fillers. So they want kind of a fantasy, romantic, sexy look. And we know how to do that. We do a lot of that, and a couple of my nurses do a lot of that as well. In my aging population, and we see those people sort of in their mid-40s, we look at more what their cheek configuration is doing. And so how we figure out how the face is aging is we spin the face around in 3D, and we look and see how smooth this curvature is here. So a lot of injectors will focus on the end effect, which may be this fold, but really the cause is the cheek. So if we bring the cheek up, it looks like when I do a soft smile. So my cheek just comes up. It looks very natural when we do that. Other areas that you don't think about that lose volume is the eyebrows. So sometimes we'll put a small amount of filler in an eyebrow, and that will lift the brow mechanically, so the brow has more energy and the brow looks more elevated and youthful. Other areas that we do fillers with nasolabial folds, marionette lines, and then we have other fillers that work particularly well for creases in the cheek. So that's kind of a thumbnail of what fillers are good for, and we use them in a whole host of ways. We think we're unique in the secret sauce that we have and how we approach facial rejuvenation with fillers.